What's going on? What the goings on, y'all? You know what I'm talking about? It's Friday, and the Pistons won again. Hey, the Pistons won again. Hey, the Pistons won again. Cause all we do is fucking win. You know what I'm talking about? Already. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. We finna get straight into it. We about to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Already. You know, spaghetti. I brought me some good this smoothie all right today. You know what I'm talking about? It got me up and cracking. And if I forget, I forgot. And we gonna get it done though. But as I was writing some of this down, I know I forgot something. You know what I'm talking about? It don't even really matter. It's Friday. You know, I had me a little of this, I had me a little of that. You know what I'm talking about? I did me some physical therapy over the weekend, did me a couple more doctor's appointments. Hopefully I'm getting better. You know what I'm talking about? Time do tell everything though. So as we moving along, you'll see if I'm grooving along. You know what I'm saying? We'll eventually probably go outside. You know what I'm talking about? But let's get into, you know what I'm saying? Before we get into. Shout out to LeBron James and the LA Lakers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know, for some reason my Google acting funny and I couldn't get all off into the details, but I watched both games, so luckily I'll be able to say a little something about a little something. So I'm watching this LA Lakers versus Thunder's game, right? They staying in the game. They doing their thing. It look like it might be promising. Everything gonna be everything. You know what I'm talking about? And then by the end of the third, going into the fourth quarter, they still was in the game. The score ended up being like 127 to 108. So I'm trying to figure out where at the end, what was it, the last 5 minutes where everything collapsed and y'all went to work? I don't know, but GTA, young Shea Butter, he wasn't even in the game. He was in foul trouble. But Caruso came off the bench, Champagne, you know. There was another little light skinned guy. I can't remember his name. See, that's why I needed the stats. But obviously, Google acting funny today. They wanted to give me some. I don't bet. So I don't know why you was giving me bet stats. I don't do no betting. I don't even like gambling. You can ask my wife that, and I'm well within 4 decades, and I just ain't a gambling man. Gambling ain't for me. You know what I'm talking about? Every now and again, like on the spot, I might go to the casino sometime this summer. And that's just because it's a milestone for me. I probably ain't been there in 5 years. I'm not a gambling person. And once I make a quota, I try to get the fuck on. I go buy me a drink, a shot of Hennessy, and wait for you to get done so we can go get something to eat and get up out of here. I'm not into, you know what I'm talking about? So them doing Yahoo Sports bets was pissing me off. You feel me? I don't need no stats and no lineups and none of that. See, look, I'm about to get off into something I don't even need to get off into. Anyway, by the end of the fourth quarter, they couldn't hang on no more. LeBron was tired. You feel me? And that's all it's gonna be. They up 2-0. I really don't see them winning the game. And if they do, they probably have to play grade B type, grade F type basketball. Cause grade B wasn't working. Grade C, they still lost by 20. Cause that's was pretty much the game. You know, you got a Shea Butter in foul trouble, and then you got Caruso coming off the bench. He really wasn't doing a whole lot. You know, the third point guard and the second shooting guard, and yeah, I don't even Holmgren was playing, but he really wasn't playing. I mean, you know, LeBron trying though. I don't know what he gonna do at the end of the summer though. He got so much money and so many avenues he can go down. He can go down a historic avenue where he go back to Cleveland, get him a couple of dollars. He might even win a championship with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. That's if they want to even stay for the duration. They might want to leave to make their own legacy, which I don't understand why in this basketball world everybody want to make legacies. But at the same time, LeBron did break a lot of legacies. So I mean, there's that. But you know what's gonna hurt in the NBA when he leave, and it ain't nobody to talk about. Cause y'all ain't made a big enough impact for, what I'm saying, us to talk about the next person. We just gonna talk about everybody. Then you gonna be frustrated. Yeah, it might not be a superstar for about 5 years. Now unless Cooper Flag do something crazy and amazing and we start talking about him. But other than that, it ain't no real big names. No, nothing that jumps off the page to make you say, oh my God, he's the one. Not unless Steph Curry, he do his thing, but he mild mannered. So he didn't put enough in the league. He changed the game. So he put enough in the league to where he ain't got to do nothing either. So who you gonna lean on? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Josh Morant. Or, if you want to say Ja Morant. He don't even want the reins. Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, he don't want the reins. You know what I'm saying? So who we gonna give it to? Or who we gonna bestow upon them the image of a logo? It's gonna be hard to tell. But let's get to the next one. Because we at 7 minutes and we ain't even talking about the Pistons winning again. Hey, the Pistons won again. Hey, the Pistons won again. All we do is fucking win. Anyway, the Detroit Pistons versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. This was a great game. A good back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I like the way K. At first, I was getting mad at K for slowing it down, but I see what you're doing. I understand the severity of the situation. You like if you can keep it close or keep us up by the fourth quarter, I'm gonna go on. Excuse my language. By the fourth quarter, I'm gonna go on to do my thing. And that's basically what he did. They walked him down. Niggas like DJ. Shout out to DJ. DJ had like 14 points. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to David Robinson. He ain't put the ball on the floor, but he made some amazing 3-point shots. Especially in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Which I really think that's where they run the game, man, because everybody was going crazy. Except for that crossover. Harrison. OG, what was you doing? You know you can't check Donovan Mitchell. He shook your boots. Had your whole hip hurting. You felt like an old man, didn't you? Oh, man. Devin. Shout out to Devin, man. That one was like boop 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 bang. That nigga was like, oh my hip, my neck, my back. Oh Lord, call the time out. That nigga had me pussing boots for real. Oh man, nigga, you shook him so bad. I thought you hurt the OG. Shout out to Devin Mitchell though, man. That nigga said boop 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 boom. That nigga went to the hole. That nigga did a whole hop, skip, and jump. I thought you was one of them. Remember back in the day we used to have that skip it, whip it, bing, and it made the noise. That's what your whole body did through that whole little sequence. You was shaking when you started checking him, trying to figure out which way he was gonna go. That nigga went every which way but loose, nigga. And when he got free, nigga, you thought you was a slave again. Oh, massa, help me, massa. Shout out to you though. But you did your job though, Tobias. We needed a bucket. Hey, you were there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, JD. At this point, I'm tired of giving you this light, but sir, I don't know what you're gonna do, man. I hope you just keep hoping on. You know what I'm talking about? Mr. Holland, I see you getting some PT. They caught a couple Tic Tac files that really didn't make no sense to me. You know what I'm talking about? But you put forth more of a effort than you did the last game. So keep doing what you're doing, even if it is just to get you a Tic Tac file here and there. And you know what I mean, make a few layups, just be tough acting, connecting. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm talking about? As long as it makes sense. You feel me? Shout out to Thompson. Mr. Thompson, you definitely are energizer. You know what I'm saying? Between you and DJ, when y'all come off the bench, I know it's gonna be a surge of energy. You feel me? And you been making some offensive plays. I'm definitely. I was shocked at a few of them. Like, god damn. Especially when you made a bucket, then Robinson made a bucket. I was like, oh my, this less shit that Cade Cunningham has to do. You feel me? I appreciate y'all a lot. You know what I'm talking about? The Pistons won again, and to Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. James, I understand you ain't hold the ball this game, but you ain't make no buckets. And then y'all did all. Remember the previous interview, you was talking about the whole flopping situation. You went to the line, sir. Did it make a difference? No, it did not. So can we put this to bed now? Can you play some actual basketball? Cause that little loop de loo Dunkaroo floater, you know what I'm talking about? You only got like 6 points off that. It still didn't make no difference. You lost. You was losing the whole game. You lost by 10. It was 107 to 97, but still, you was down. What, as many as 20 points? To me, it really didn't matter. You ain't do enough to affect the game. You or James Harden. I mean, Wade, Mobley, Josh Allen, they was trying, but it seemed like every time they would get a nice, decent run going, the Pistons would go on one too. You know what I'm saying? They'd go on the nice little 6-7 run. Pistons go on the 8-9 run. You go on a nice little 10-point run with some free throws, slow the game down. Pistons right back turning it back up. Yeah, it was a good back and forth, but like I said, to no avail. Pistons up 2-0. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep, me personally, because I believe in James Harden and Devin Mitchell, or should I say Spider? I believe in Spider. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come a night that jumper gonna hit, and them layups gonna do what them layups do. He gonna have them a 40 ball, and they gonna win them a game. I ain't really, if they sweep, like I said, I'd be shocked, and I don't mind coming on here and saying, look, the Pistons won again. Hey, the Pistons won again. I'm a hometown fan, so I love to see my Pistons doing their thing. You know what I'm talking about? I actually don't even be. I ain't mad at being wrong. Shit. What's that song called? If loving you is wrong, then I don't wanna be right. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, already. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. You understand me? Now let's get into some of this rhetoric so we can get up out of here, y'all. Shout out to Kodak Black. Damn, Kodak. You got all them knuckleheads around you. Ain't nobody telling you the right thing to do, huh? You know what I'm talking about? That's what happens when you inebriated. You know what I'm saying? And when you go back and forth places and people just want to be yes man instead of teaching you how to be a man. You know, that's a total difference, you know what I'm saying? That's why you caught up in the predicaments you caught up in. You know, you crashing cars, you talking crazy on live streams. When you do make music, it sound crazy. Because you ain't got nobody that's gonna say, nigga, that's some bullshit. Shout out to Jack Boy, but Jack Boy went on an interview and he did exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Instead of making light of the situation and either one not talking about it or two, you know what I'm saying, bigging you up as a person, you know what I'm saying? He telling you shouldn't do what you do. Instead of pulling you to the side, dropping in your DMs, your messages, whatever it is, and giving you words of encouragement and how you need to leave well enough alone because it ain't bringing you home, sir. You know what I'm saying? I see you got arrested. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the warrant came through. You go to jail. You pay a hefty fine. I'm pretty sure you out by now. I hope y'all do the right thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a few casualties. Excuse my language. You got a few casualties, but that's the art of war. You know what I'm saying? You're going to pay a hefty fine and you probably going to do some time due to the fact that it was narcotics found in the car. It don't matter who really take the situation. If you don't take the situation and somebody else do the situation, they definitely gonna do something. They definitely gonna do you something, sir. Be prepared for it. It might. I mean, this is like your second or third time having a hefty comeback. You know what I'm saying? This time you might be well off into your 40s. I'm just saying. Shout out to Mike Tyson. I guess Mike Tyson was on Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if it was Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday. And no telling what day it was, but it had to been in early part of the week. And I guess he was talking about the frogs, psychedelics, you know what I'm saying, what you doing for the youth, programs and shit you got going on. And it was just good to hear from you, you know what I'm talking about, and that you in good health and you about to turn 60. You know what I'm saying? Good Taurus energy. I'm not a Taurus. I got a son that's finna be 11. I kind of like this movie. It's got my vitamins in it, so it ain't as delicious as it usually is, but I'm definitely gonna be healthy off this one. But yeah, Mike, I'm happy that you was having a good time. I'm like Jimmy Kimmel. Maybe we have to do a fraud one day. You know what I'm talking about? Sit back, relax. I know it's gonna definitely have me gone. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather, man. Pay your taxes, young brother. Me personally, you know what I'm talking about? But you making enough money where you can go get them some money. If I was in a situation where I had millions and let you tell it billions of dollars, I'll go get them their little cut so they can leave me alone and I can play chicken butt. You feel me? Cut them they check early. I'm an early nigga. The early bird catch the worm. I was always taught that. So if I'm making $1 million, let me go on and cut their check and send them they little 300,000 early. Nigga, I'm trying to send it in January so I can act a fool in June. You feel me? Motherfucker ain't gotta be looking for me, worry about what I'm doing, cause I'm doing. You know what I'm talking about? And by that time, I should have been made that money. Well, I know me. I'm going to make that money. Nigga, I'm make that money back. I'll probably make that immediately. I know what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it. I just don't tell nobody how I'm doing it, what I'm doing, until you see it done. And I just been that way my whole life. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not an idiot. I just probably play one on TV. Shout out to you though, sir, because I heard they took your passport. You know what I'm talking about? Now you can't travel to Dubai and get away from this money. Just pay them their money. And eventually, because they very graceful. Obviously, it's new sheriffs in town. Because back in the day, you just would have went to jail. They wouldn't even been worried about nothing. All right, sir, you playing too much. We just gonna lock your ass up. They're showing you a little leniency. I suggest you take heed, yes indeed, and give them people their money so they can find them something to do. For real. Shout out to Tasha K. God damn, every time I turn around, you got to find a pay. And me personally, Cardi B, I think you just getting money cause Offset spending your money. Your baby daddy fucking your money up. So you trying to find avenues to get your money out. You know what I'm saying? Messing with Tasha K ain't gonna do nothing but get on my bad side. Then I'm gonna be attacking you. You know what I'm talking about? Well, let's not attack each other. You all right, young lady, and she's an all right young lady as well. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep the storyline with the storyline. Then let's keep it pushing. Now, I got a lot of berries in there today, but yeah, let's keep the storylines, sir, ma'am. Seem like every time your money get funny, you start acting funny. Let's not start acting funny. You starting to act like a true Caribbean you know what I'm talking about? I guess the last time I said something fine came about, so we you know what I'm talking about? It was fun. That nigga said, nigga, shut the fuck up. So Tasha K, shut the fuck up. You talking too much. Starting to make me look bad. You making yourself look bad, man. How you gonna chase behind somebody who ain't got nothing? You know what I'm saying? Keep talking about he getting something. He ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then every dude you do fuck with, they ain't got nothing going on. You always got it going on. You know what I mean? I don't think you could even deal with a nigga that's got it going on, though. Or got a head on his shoulder. You'll probably lose your mind. You know what I'm saying? But, that's no here nor there. I ain't gonna get off into that, you know what I'm talking about? But you need to stop finding that young lady. You know what I'm talking about? You can't go to court every time you feel like somebody defamating your character. Then it feel like you picking on her. You know what I'm talking about? And we still ain't found out if the allegations was true. We never found out if it was true or not. You made such a spectacle in court. Like you was down and out. You was a great actress. I ain't gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? It made the court start looking at shit with a fine-tuned comb. Cause right after you got upset, you was on tour. So you might have been too mad. But look, I ain't gonna get off into that because I go down what I go down. You know what I'm talking about? We'll find out what we need to find out. But anyway, shout out to the young lady that wanted to cry in court because I guess they went to a birthday party and wanted to wave around a Confederate flag and you know what I'm saying, make racial slurs and comments about the people at the party. People at the party call the police. Motherfuckers go to jail. Some of the parties, they end up taking plea deals. They got like 2 to 4, 2 to 5s, which I think that's not a heavy enough sentence. But the motherfuckers that wanted to go to court, oh, I'm going to take it to the box. You feel me? They end up getting 20 years. With a male, John Torres, he got 20 years. And then the female, Katie Norton, she got 15. But Kayla, should I say, Kayla wanted to get on the stand, be bear witness and all that. She crying and she telling the black lady that she verbally assaulted that she didn't mean to do it and she'll never do something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, you would never do something like that, but you getting all this time for doing something like that. You never meant to hurt nobody, but you hurt them. And the black lady is so gracious. She like, oh, I'm sorry that you going through this, and I never meant to hurt no one, and you ain't do nothing. You shouldn't have been apologizing for nothing. You should have been on there like, look, this is what I'm talking about. When the rabbit got the gun, it ain't that fun. You feel me? You insulted that young lady, and this is what you get for your mistakes. Period. There's no holds barred in certain situations. But you know what I'm saying? If you know, you supposed to know. You was oblivious to the law, and the law came and bit you. But that's no here nor there. Cause guess what? Everybody got their time, and time was everybody. Let's get into. I think we got like 2 or 3 more. Oh no, I got a few more. We might get lengthy today. Shout out to the young man who unalived 2 young people who tried to rob him at a phone store. You know what I'm talking about? They tried to rob that man. He probably was in his 40s, maybe even in his 50s. And they thought they was gonna be able to come to that store and stick him up. They young and impressionable, probably high off some drugs, and decided that they wanted to go in here in this store and stick him up. Take all his phones, woo, 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 woo. He played the role. He was like, oh my God, you did what? Here, take all the phones, woo, woo. Soon as the young assailants turned their back, he brandished his weapon and began to unload his clip. I heard the 2 young men were unalived, but that's yet to be questioned. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, he supposedly unalived these young men, but these young men were wrong. How you gonna go in there and try to take that man's hard-earned money? I don't care how much money you think he made. He worked hard to get where he at. Even if he didn't work hard, he got it. He got it. What they got? Inherited. Even if he inherited the business, even if he didn't make nothing off of nothing, he's making an honest living. You can't take people's stuff when they earned it. The honest living is an honest living. You know what I mean? You can't expect to be, you know what I'm saying, just deboing somebody because you ain't got it. Go get it. Work hard like he work hard. Or if not, just know the people he know. So you can go. Because sometimes it ain't about how hard you work. It's how smart you work. And they wasn't smart in that situation. But you know what I'm saying? Many blessings to their family though. At the end of the day, we don't want to see lives taken away. I don't mean to offend or harm anyone. This is my disclaimer. I'm just here to report what I thought may have went on, or what went on, or what will go on. You know what I'm saying? But I still keep it going on. I got a lot of hardships, but you won't understand because it ain't for you to. Let's see. Shout out to Lil J. Man, this was heartfelt. Lil J, I don't know where you was at, but I guess Lil J seen the homeless woman. She was out there singing. Cause all I do is cry. God send me an angel to wipe the tears from my eye. And as she was singing the song, he was dropping dollars. and dropping dollars and dropping more dollars. You feel me? I think her husband and her son was out there, and she was just singing her heart away. And it's greatly appreciative when you see a superstar being humble. I don't know if he was out there with security or not. It has no bearing on the situation. I'm just glad to see somebody was out there doing something for somebody. Now, cause he did it don't mean I want to see 100 TikToks and 100 ways of seeing motherfuckers doing their due diligence. Random is as random does, bro. Don't do it cause you seen another motherfucker do it. Do it cause you care. For real. A moment of silence, sir. And you continue doing what you doing, man. I'm proud. It made me. I was damn near a tears, son. I ain't finna lie, cause nigga, he ain't have to do that shit. Even if it was his people, and it was an act, bro. It's just I'm talking about. People with money need to do something with their money when they got a lot of it. You shouldn't be what you holding on to it for. Now, if you got to pay if you got to do the Floyd Mayweather, you got to pay your taxes. You got to doing due diligence is due diligence to keep you going where you flowing. But if you got $2-3 million and you're just sitting there and you done been sitting on this shit just to be sitting on it, let somebody else sit on it that need it. You know what I mean? It might brighten up their situation. Mo Better Blues, baby. Shit just wasn't a movie, it was a concept. But shout out to you, sir. Let's see. We might only have 2 more. Yeah, I think we only got 1 more, y'all. I thought it was 2. It's 1. Let me see. Yeah, it's 1. So, I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch it in a lengthy mode or not. But I guess Drewski, he decided to do another pick about how the British come over here, preferably black British, male or female. They come over here and they get our jobs, and they portray to be slaves. At least in this skit, that's what it was. He was portraying to be a black slave picking cotton. And then as soon as they yelled cut, he dropped right into his British accent and got to talking about how he was trying to I guess get in a role. And he was trying to muster up the energy for the actual role, and just it was funny, but at the same time, we been knew that, Drewski. And I've been. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, not that I've been saying that the British been over here taking roles from black folks, but I've been saying that the the Aztec American doesn't protect itself. You know what I mean? The indigenous folks of this land don't stick up for themselves. Now back maybe 10 back, I ain't gonna be sarcastic. Maybe 3 generations ago, you would have got an uproar. Black folks would have been trying to figure it out. At this point, we know, and we just don't want to do nothing about it. Or we want to do something about it, but they ain't got the means to do something about it. Or the third one, we want to do something about it, But the motherfucker that's got the means and the wherewithal to do something about it won't do nothing about it. I don't want to mess up what I got going on just to keep it going on, or just for you to understand what's going on. I think not. I'm gonna mind my business, and knowing that this is all your business. I don't think they get the skit and they laughing and joking, but do you get the skit? Do you understand where he coming from? Cause I don't know if they do, sir. And I see that you about to host the BET Awards. I wonder if everybody gonna come, you know what I'm saying, with the suit and tie, or they gonna do the total opposite, or they just won't show up. Cause you ain't letting them be authentically themselves. And I was listening, and this no here no there, and I think I'm gonna get off with this right here. I was sitting here listening to one of Godfrey's shows. I think it's 4-5 podcast. And he said something very interesting. I might have said this 3 weeks ago. Cause I always say shit off the top. This always organic. So if I said it or I remember me saying it, I know I definitely said it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't speak it all the time because for what? And if I didn't know, it's a oh well for me. You know what I'm talking about? But I know I thought it, and I definitely have clear understanding of what she was saying. It was a young lady on there, and she stated, "We all speak English, whether you want to accept it or not." So we all been brainwashed. From the smartest motherfucker to the dumbest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? We ain't speaking our native tongue. We ain't speaking Swahili. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't over here going. That's my last name. Looking ass. We ain't talking like that. We talking buffoonery, right? We acting, right? This shit was by design. This is what they were saying. This is by design. The art we accepted the art of war. It's embedded in us at this point. No matter what I utter out of my mouth, it's not mine. Don't nothing belong to me. And that's what they took from us, sir. Ma'am. And indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to clock yourself. Just remember, you gotta dock yourself at the end of the day. You feel me? And I think I'm gonna go on and get on off of here with that. You know what I'm talking about? You understand me? And if you see this other fan, you know it's real. And with all that being said, as the old saying goes, the smoke's gone, I'm gone.